Hey, Ralph, man, I certainly appreciate that induction as always. Listen, folks, it's so good to be back with another great tip of the week. And this is Coach Goins, your host of Basketball More Than the Game Tip of the Week. And this week, we're going to be talking about a great acronym. You said, Coach, how did you come up with this? Make sure, as we always say, got your sneakers and you got them laced up tight, because as we come out of this locker room and get ready to hit the hardwood, we're going to kind of go back in time and talk about this acronym that I actually saw in 1981. I was 13 years old. I was a freshman, and you know what? And I'm sitting here and I'm taking a hard look, and I was actually at a basketball practice, and the team was out and they were, going through the drills, and I could see something on the back of their, practice jersey, and it all up started with a D, and as I got closer, I could see it said dedication, defense, and desire. And Coach at that time, which was Coach Capel, and I heard him say, understand the 3Ds and what that stands for. So I had the opportunity to sit with him and kind of get a better understanding, and it has stuck with me since 1981. And it was always referred to as the 3Ds, the dedication, defense, and desire. Now, give me an opportunity, if you will, kind of to break that down and help us as we continue to lay down the tip of the week. So in that, what can you do without dedication? You got it. You're on a team. You've made a team. You worked hard in the off season. Now that you're on a team, now you have to be dedicated to that team. What sacrifices are you willing to make to show that you're dedicated to the process and dedicated to make yourself a better player? And that also is a transferable skill, even off the court. You got to be dedicated to your books. You got to be dedicated to the process, to your teachers, as well as your mother and father, and anybody that's or your primary caregiver. Bottom line, you have to be dedicated to that process. Now, the next word is defense. Now, here's what I really, really like about this. When I heard this philosophy again years ago, think about it. In order to become a great team, each individual, as an individual, must learn how to play defense. Now, once you've mastered how to play defense as an individual, now collectively, you've got to bring those bodies on the court, which is 5 that we know, and those bodies must work as one. So if you're playing a zone, you got to be able to play that zone at a very, very high level. You've got to be able to understand that assignment when the coach stands up and he changes that defense up. Now he says, go man. How do I understand what my assignment is? How have I sat down and I kind of looked at my opponent? Am I vulnerable because my player that I'm guarding loves to go to his left, or is he able to kind of give me the show and then go on his right hand? So I have to, as a defensive player, I've got to understand that I have to be dedicated in that defense, not just me as an individual, but also as a team. So if I am beating, if I'm playing and somebody beats me going left or right, I have to ensure, or I have to make sure that my teammates understand that, kind of give me a little helping hand on the backside. And then the last word out of the 3Ds is a desire. What can you do if you don't have the desire to understand, you don't have the desire to get better, and you don't have the desire to make yourself a better basketball player? And without the dedication and the defense, the desire, it'll kind of just lay there. So those three key words as it relates to basketball, as I saw as a 13-year-old freshman in 1981, has stuck with me. Now here I am, a 51-year-old coach and working with player development, but also just really wanting to share that on the tip of the week, because it is very, very important that we understand without dedication, defense, and desire, none of it is going to be possible, and for you to continue to work on your full body to become that player. So don't let yourself down. Be dedicated to the process. Make sure that you're always focusing on your defense and have the desire to become better, because again, it's constant work. So you say, Coach, how can we continue to follow me? So you know what? Let me drop that to you. You can follow me on my weekly podcast, Basketball More Than the Game, which is available on iTunes, Stitcher, as well as Facebook. Also, you can follow me on my YouTube channel, Coach Goins. Also, my website, you can go to coachgoins.podbean.com, coachgoins.podbean.com, and also now available on Lionfish Entertainment. So those are the many platforms that you continue to follow the podcast, and it's always a pleasure to be on Out of Bounds with none other than the Hall of Famer, Mr. Ralph Sampson. So as we bring this to a close, don't forget the tip of the week is dedication, defense, and desire. And as always, I'm Coach Goins, and I'll see you in the gym.